A great today's special value now from Prime 50, a brand that you know and love here at QVC. But if you're new, don't worry, we'll talk you through this incredible supplement range. This is Fighting 50 by Prime, sorry, Fighting Fatigue, beg your pardon, by Prime 50. It's a 4-month supply. Now, normally the price would be £22, which is already good. $18.96 if you buy it as a today's special value. And to tell us more about it is the founder, the creator of Prime 50, Dr. Max Gowland. He's a doctor of biochemistry, so always good to welcome you at QVC.
Thanks.
I guess if people are new, firstly, why did you create Prime 50? Because as far as we know, it's the only vitamin company or supplement company aimed at that age group, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I think we're certainly the only one in UK.
Yeah.
We might be the only one in Europe.
Wow.
But it all started quite a few years ago now, where we actually interviewed over 1,000 over 50s, right through to their 80s. And we asked them a whole stack of questions about health, wellness, longevity, ailments, what do they want out of life, that kind of thing. And what they really wanted to look after, the number one priority was, hey, I just want to stay active, stay mobile, stay independent, and I also want to stay energized, but they all complained about lack of energy.
Right, and that's where the idea came from.
Yes, that's right.
So, Prime 50 is a supplement. How does it help those issues?
Right, I mean, first of all, one thing which a lot of people are not aware of, Craig, is nutrient deficiencies. If you listen to the usual kind of stuff you get in the press, you know, we get everything from our food and we don't need supplements. I'm afraid that's absolute nonsense scientifically. Scientifically, what I've done is I've gone right back to scratch and I've looked at the nutrient deficiencies in over 50s and beyond. There are many published papers. Public Health England runs surveys every few years. And it's very, very clear that the vast majority of us over 50s are really quite deficient. You know, we're not getting the RDA, the target allowance on many vitamins and minerals. And this can lead to a lack of energy. Now, there's something which I call the vicious spiral, the vicious circle. You've probably seen it before. We tend to lose a lot of muscle tissue, muscle mass, and strength as we age, which is unfortunate because we build some muscle, we lose some muscle on a daily basis. As we get older, that equilibrium, unfortunately, isn't perfect. So we lose muscle. Now, if we're sitting around, we're going to lose even more muscle. And that gives rise to physical complaints, which means, I tell you what, it's harder to be active now, which means I'm going to lounge around to be less active, which means I'm going to lose more muscle tissue. That's what I call the vicious spiral.
Yeah.
And if you've got no energy, you're not going to get out of that.
And you can sort of hop onto that cycle at any one of those points, but it's all going to end up at the same point, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really, really important. And energy seems to be driving that circle. I mean, we make other supplements, as you know, to look after joints and bones, etc., what I call musculoskeletal strength or health. But the Fighting Fatigue product, I mean, I'm amazed at how popular it is. We've sold, 50, 60,000 units, I think, on QVC so far. It's always a great seller because people understand, yeah, I'm de-energized. What can I do to help that?
To break that cycle.
Yeah.
Now, just worthwhile sharing with you, by the way, you can either buy one lot of these, the 120-day supply, the 4-month supply. What you can also do is sign up for something we call auto delivery. What happens then if you order item number 402400, what will happen is you'll get your first 4-month supply in 3 to 5 working days. What will then happen is automatically in 120 days' time, so around about August, you will get another delivery, another 4-month supply without you needing to do anything, and it will be at the same price as the today's special value. So you lock the value in twice. But of course, any point between now and then, if you decided you didn't want the second delivery, just call us and we'll cancel. You're not locked in. What you cannot do is sign up to that deal after the today's special value is finished. I've popped these in my hand. Do we take 1 or 2 of these a day?
Just one a day. Very simple.
Okay.
Lovely, smooth coating. It's green. It's not synthetic. It's a nice It's a nice natural color called chlorophyll. Very easy to take. If you don't like taking tablets like that, you can snap it in half, chuck it in your smoothie, no problem. You're not going to ruin the ingredients.
Right.
Crush it between spoons and sprinkle it on your porridge or bran flakes.
Right.
There's lots of different ways of taking these incredible nutrients. What we're trying to do here with Prime 50 is not sell tablets. We're not selling vitamin X, Y, and Z. We're trying to sell solutions, okay? And we're really trying to sell those solutions to this age group. We call this the Healthy Aging Blend. Now, one thing I'd like to just talk about very quickly is immunity as well. We also have all of the immunity vitamins in there. Not just good old vitamin C, and we've got vitamin C at double the RDA, double the target, but we've also got other immunity vitamins like vitamin D, copper, very unknown that one, selenium, zinc, B6 and B12.
Okay.
These are all helping the immune function, and they all have legal health claims as well. They've had clinical trials to prove that. So if you want to look after immunity, obviously this is a great product as well.
Yeah.
And the Healthy Aging Blend does contain a lot of other nutrients to help with a whole stack of different ailments or degradations as we get a little bit older, and that's why we've patented this.
I think what's interesting about this, and remember it's a one-day offer as a today's special value, and remember you've got your auto delivery you can sign up to as well. So potentially you've got 8 months worth of your fighting fatigue here. Some of the health food shops are still open, so it may well be you are still going to health food shops. And actually, whether you're doing it in person or whether you're doing it online, the one thing I find really clever about Max's range is when you go into a health shop, when you go online, and you might just say, right, well, I want something to give me energy. You could then get offered or suggested, well, you need to take that vitamin, but in order for that vitamin to work, it needs to be taken with that vitamin. But then you should probably also add that one in. And you could end up walking away with a whole sort of armful of different supplements. And of course, that becomes quite cumbersome. What you've done, you've put, and expensive, of course, as well. What you've done is created the blend of you've pulled out what we need in that age range and put it all together for us.
Yeah, Craig, I've consulted with top scientists, nutritionists, GPs, absolute world experts, and obviously I read on a daily basis all the latest science within this subject area. And I am very confident that because this is an evidence-based formulation, so I'm very confident this is an absolute top quality product. We've taken everything into account. I mean, we've even taken the aging gut into account. We know the aging gut does not absorb these micronutrients particularly well. So what have we done? We have a black pepper extract, a very special one, patented again, called bioperin, that helps the aging gut absorb the micronutrients. Take folic acid. It's an absolutely critical vitamin, folic acid, for many reasons. I know that 20% of people have a genetic difference and they can't metabolize folic acid well. We have the next generation of folic acid, which gets straight to where it's needed because it's metabolically active. We also don't have boring magnesium oxides and carbonates like a lot of tablets. We have much more soluble minerals, citrates, and things like that. So we've really tried to think of everything we can.
Yeah, and it's all of that expertise that Max has put into these. I mean, I'm kind of hoping my mum's watching because her and I had a discussion recently because she doesn't take vitamins or supplements. And she said to me, and I think this is a common response, she said, I eat well, I get everything I need from food. Now, I'm sure in some cases that is the case, but actually, of course, as we get older, especially 50 and above, even getting nutrients, even from a really good diet, can be challenging. So we're not saying this replaces a good diet, of course we're not, but what we're saying is you are supplementing what you're doing already.
Spot on, absolutely. Food first is obviously the way forward, but it's unlikely she'll be getting everything. Yeah. It's a shame. Just give you some statistics. We don't have the graph, but it's in my head. So
all the numbers are in his head.
Take vitamin D. It was published many years ago. 95% of over 50s are not getting the target vitamin D level.
95%?
95. Now, okay,
wow.
A lot of people are screaming at the TV saying, just a minute, we get a lot from sunlight. Yeah. Yes, we do. But at my age, I'm making a quarter of the vitamin D compared to my sons and daughter because our chemistry set slows down. So that's one statistic. Right. Copper, 80% we don't get the RDA. Vitamin C, 33% are failing, even on Vit C, to get the RDA.
Yeah.
I could go on and on. So it's highly unlikely she'll be
And
getting
it can be as simple as just taking one of these every day. Does it matter what time of day we take this? Because it's not like one of those tablets you take and get an energy buzz, is it?
No,
It's not a
no,
sort of
that's
energy
right.
tablet.
A couple of years ago, we used to have a little bit of caffeine in here. We've taken all the caffeine out. We don't need caffeine. I got a few consumers saying, I don't like the idea of caffeine, even though there was only 50 mg, which is like 1 cup of tea. It was nothing. So we've taken that out. So there was absolutely zero stimulants in here.
Right.
Gluten-free, sugar-free, everything free. So again, I think
so
this
from a
will
time of
satisfy.
day, it doesn't matter
not at
really
all.
too much when you take it.
No.
Just take it when you get into your routine.
Best with a meal, I think, because
Yes.
that just helps the bioavailability. It helps it absorb the micronutrients.
And I find when I take it, just because I'm thinking about the day ahead, I tend to take it with breakfast or a smoothie in the
Me
morning.
too, yeah.
Remember, you can order online at qvcuk.com. You can tap the app if you've downloaded that on the Apple or the Android platforms. And of course, remember, you've got your, well, actually, normally it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. With this, it's actually a 90-day money-back guarantee. So you get a 4-month supply, 3 of those months, you know you've got that guarantee. So at any point, you change your mind. And that will apply also to the second delivery as well. Any point in that first 3 months you decide it's not working for you or you don't want to take them anymore, you can return them for a full refund. And let me just remind you again, this is one of the capsules here. I find them quite easy to take. If you wanted to, though, you can, of course, break it into half. Or you can, as Max said, break it up and put it into smoothies or sprinkle it on top of sort of cereals or salads or soups or whatever. So it's very easy to take, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I just want to mention one more thing briefly, because it's really important. A lot of people ask me, what actually causes us to age?
Yes.
And this is all about what we call oxidative stress. Now, let me talk about oxidative stress very, very briefly, because it's oxidation, or oxidative stress, that tends to destroy our cells and slowly ages us, even from the day we're born. I mean, here's a little slide showing what happens to a tomato. You leave it open and in the atmosphere, the oxygen oxidizes it and it falls apart. You know, the same thing happens to cells over many, many years. So if we can actually try and slow down or protect cells using antioxidants, and yes, we can, then that sounds like a good idea to me. So what we've done also is add a number of antioxidants, things like zinc, things like selenium, grapeseed extract. All of these things, again, really look after the oxidative stress, as we just called it.
At this time, I think we're all reflecting much more on what we can be doing. If we've got more time, if we're working from home, if we're being at home, if we're isolating at home, actually what we can do is we're sort of thinking, right, when we get through this, and actually now, what can we be doing to better look after ourselves, to increase our energy, and actually just to kind of step back and think, right, what could I do day to day to improve things a little bit?
You're spot on. I mean, you know, we just talked about immunity, and this has got all the immunity, not just the one, but all of the immunity vitamins and minerals. But there's a lot more to life, like you say. In a few months' time, people, I hope, will think about their health perhaps more seriously. And to me, this is something which we should all be taking, I think, on a daily basis. Not because I'm trying to push supplements, but because I know the data. The data says we're not getting that. I presented at the GP conference about 18 months ago at the Excel, funnily enough, and they were horrified when I put up the deficiencies. They couldn't believe it. And, you know, it's pushing the message a bit, but I say, look, we spend hundreds every year looking after our cars, we maintain our engines, but we don't tend to maintain our own engines. We wait till we're broken, we then visit the doctor, and he fixes us, hopefully. What I'm saying is let's operate prophylaxis, a nice scientific word. Let's operate prevention rather than cure. So
absolutely.
Let's take these on a daily basis.
Thank you so much, Max. Of course, remember that's £18.96 instead of £22. We've got the auto delivery options on the screen at the moment. If you want this single option, just as one delivery of the 4-month supply, then that's 402-016. But worthwhile signing up for the auto delivery because you can cancel at any point just by one phone call. And remember, it's a 4-month supply in each one of those deliveries. 3 of those months, you're actually covered by your money back guarantee as well. So do order it now online at qvcuk.com or by tapping the app. Do something to really help your energy levels and start thinking about fighting fatigue. Many thanks to Dr. Max. We will see him soon. You can order yours at qvcuk.com.